comes the music. Hi, everybody. It's Skip Clark, and welcome to the heart and soul of country. You're going to hear stories unfold, melodies that echo the rhythm of life. I don't know. I have no idea where I got that from. But anyways, tonight we're going to be talking to Jacob Smalley. And believe it or not, he's originally from the Northeast, like the Coast of Maine.
Yep.
But I'm reading the bio here, and it says a little bit of a country music outlaw growing up in the secluded woods of Northern Maine. Jacob began his journey in music at 8 years old when he taught himself to play 5-string banjo. So anyways, hey, I'm not gonna read that whole thing, but
right, it has boring stuff.
Yeah, it's the stuff that, it's cool, okay. But then again, when I get a bio, sometimes I go, well, how long ago was this written?
Right.
You know what I mean? So things have changed since then.
Oh,
Jacob Smalley, what's up, dude? It's so good to see you.
It's good to be here with you.
Yeah, live in the world of being a country music artist. You gotta live that.
Right.
Where are you right now? Whereabouts do you live?
We're in Madison, Wisconsin. We started in Missouri this morning doing radio interviews and worked our way up through Illinois, and we're in Wisconsin. We'll do a bunch here tomorrow. So
okay. And where do you call home?
We are in central Missouri, right by Lake of the Ozarks.
Oh, I got you. So you're in a hotel right now.
We are, yes.
Yeah. And I saw the little one running around before we went out.
Oh, yeah, they're here. They're here. They love road tripping. The music industry is like their entertainment. They love to go to Nashville and go to the Opry with us and stuff.
Oh, wow.
So we try and do that every time we go down. So
gosh, I love that. I love that. It's great to have the family involved. It's, just being away would drive me nuts, but having, your wife and the kids with you, that's just kind of makes it feel a little bit more like home.
Yeah, it is. It's easier, and it keeps them involved. I think if I was just out doing it by myself, things would probably get a little hairy at home,
So you were out like on a radio tour.
Yeah.
Hitting up the radio stations, going in and shaking hands and going, I'm Jacob Smalley.
Yep.
And I want you to play my music. I'm going to play a little bit for you and stuff like that, right? It's all part of the grind being a newer artist. Tell us about that grind.
We're hitting up stations that are playing the single. We're also hitting up stations that haven't picked it up yet to try and bring them on board and stuff. But the world of country music is just a complete mystery to me. It is the strangest business. I build houses for a living, so this is a whole different world. And I've been trying to break into this world for years and years, and we've finally kind of gotten a little traction with this latest single. So we're gonna ride it out and see where things go. So
that's awesome. You're still building houses as you go and do this.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
How long have you been building homes?
Our current business that we started when we moved to Missouri from Maine, we've been doing that for about 3 years, and that is always what I have done, for a living back on the East Coast as well. So
I got you, but it's good to have something to fall back on just when the times do get slow or maybe something doesn't work out. I know we've all been there, my friend.
Oh yeah,
believe me. Radio, it's basically the same thing too. We all have something a little bit over here that we can turn to if we need to. But reading your bio, you've been playing music since you were like 8, and you were self-taught with the banjo.
Right. Yes. And I played banjo for quite a while, and probably 13, 14, I picked up mandolin. And from there, I picked up guitar, and it just kind of snowballed. And I dabble with the drums a little bit here and there and stuff like that. But I am strictly a rhythm guitar player at this point because of my hand injury that happened.
Yeah, that was
17 years ago or better. So, yeah.
Yeah, but I bet you it seems like it was just yesterday.
It does.
That was a big setback for you.
Yes. So I was 17, or I would have been almost 18. I went to Nashville. I, had a bunch of songs I'd written, and I thought, well, I'm going to go cut this album and come home and be a rock star. And I came home and went back to work in my dad's wood shop and ended up getting my left hand stuck in a router.
Oh my gosh.
I took both of these fingers off. One of them they got put back on in pretty good shape. The other one, they got half of it put back on. but I have no feeling in either one of them. So playing an instrument that's your fingering hand. So it's pretty hard to do that now. So
You try maybe playing the other hand, using
I
the other
did,
hand
I
kind of,
did.
and how did that work for you?
It didn't. It just didn't. I was a bluegrass flat picker, so I was used to playing
Ah,
very fast. Uh, and I went
wow.
from being a speed picker to not being able to pick at all. And I got really, really depressed and stopped playing music for almost 14 years.
Oh my gosh. But you're
Yeah.
so, you probably regret stopping because you're back doing it now and you've got a single that's being played on the radio. So,
Yes, I think to myself sometimes if I had just stuck with it and
mhm,
worked through that, I'd be a lot further ahead right now than I am. But
mhm,
it
mhm.
it's coming back.
Oh, that's cool.
I have a fabulous band that backs me, so they cover a lot of my guitar mistakes.
So tell me, how did you get you've got to deal with the, not the label, grassroots.
Yes.
Right. And by the way, I say this every time they send a lot of artists my way.
Yep.
I've been doing this a long time, but and a lot of newbies like yourself and some of the well-established artists as well. But they are the best.
Oh
They
yeah.
are absolutely the best.
They are
And
fantastic. They have done
yeah.
an amazing job just in the last 4 weeks since this single came out.
Mhm.
Um, I was shocked. I couldn't believe the traction it was getting right off the
Mhm.
bat, and it's just continued to grow. We broke into the top 100 on the charts last week, so that was exciting.
Sweet. Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how long has it been available for airplay?
The release date was June 17th.
Okay, so it's pretty quick. So that's
Yeah,
cool because
yeah.
it just I don't know if our viewers or listeners really know that this stuff does not happen overnight.
No,
And
it does
even,
not.
you know what, to crack the top 100 and it's only been out since June.
Yeah,
That's pretty good. Pretty soon you'll see it'll hit 80, and once it gets to 80, it could fly, which is
right.
pretty cool. A
No,
lot of people don't understand that.
it's very exciting. I honestly I always thought it was a good song. I really liked the way it came together when we went and recorded it, but I did not expect that fast of a
Mhm.
climb out of it, and they've just done a phenomenal job with promoting.
Yeah. Well, the thing
They
with
have.
and I tell everybody this, and those that are maybe you're watching this podcast, the fact with the promotion company like Grassroots, they're radio people and they're musicians, and
Yes,
they know how to play that game,
right.
and they can get in front of who they need to get in front of, and they pull for you. It's not
Yes,
just like somebody taking your money and sending your name to a radio station. They're making sure it's done right.
that's right.
This
Yeah,
this is your
and I've
passion.
we've dealt with plenty of people
Oh, I'm sure.
in Nashville that will take your money and run and do all that stuff. So as I was very very happy to come across Grassroots.
Nice, nice. Tell us a little bit about your songwriting. I was reading that you're quite the songwriter.
Well, sometimes I can write a song, and the current single, "What Do You Say?" I wrote that in about 8 minutes, drinking a cup of coffee one morning, and then I've written other songs that are on my EP, Morgan County Line, for instance. I wrote that song when we first moved to Missouri because we live right on the border of Morgan County and Miller County.
Okay.
So that's a story about my past life in Maine and packing up and moving down here and I started writing that song and I got the first two verses and I got stuck for like 3 years and I
Oh,
could not
geez.
finish that song. And finally, we ended up playing a big show in Jefferson City with Ricky Skaggs and Kentucky Thunder. And immediately after that show, it was like he had just handed me the final verse and chorus. It was so strange, but it happens that way. It's sometimes they just come to you, and sometimes you got to really, really work for them.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I see that you shared the stage. I mean, I'm reading it here. Gary Allen, our friends
Yep.
from Tiger Lily Gold, love those ladies.
Yep.
Creed Fisher, he's kind of unique. He's very unique in his, he does his own thing.
Oh
I
yeah.
just did an interview with him a couple of weeks ago.
Nice.
Ricky Skaggs, and of course, Kentucky Thunder. It says,
Yep.
oh, Joe Diffie, the late great Joe Diffie.
Yep.
And Dwight
Joe Diffie was a
Yoakam's.
blast. That's probably one of the funnest shows that we've ever played, was the show with Diffie. That and Sawyer Brown. Sawyer Brown was, those guys. I grew up listening to those guys, and my former band that back home in Maine, the Jacob Smalley band, when we got that show booked, I just thought we had totally made it.
Well,
it was
and
the coolest thing ever. You get to go play with your musical heroes. It's pretty cool.
and it's not every day that a band gets to do that.
No.
So for you to have that opportunity, it's huge.
Yep. It's
and
pretty cool.
Sawyer Brown, they're going to be on the podcast. Might be tomorrow night, might even be Wednesday. I got to look at the calendar, but they're coming on too. So I can't wait to talk to Mark Miller. I mean, just some really, really cool stuff that I want to ask him. But
that is a man full of stories.
Yeah. So how do you, when you open up for like Creed Fisher or Colt Ford, is that a different, because, they have their own thing going. They're a little bit more redneck outlaw than a lot.
Right.
But how do you put yourself up against them? Would you say you're the same, a little bit different? What's up?
We're definitely different. So when you hear my single, it sounds fairly mainstream country, My actual band, when we perform that song, it's a little more edgy. There's a little more bite to it. We kind of fit in with that outlaw crowd live more than you would gather listening to that single. So
go ahead.
The live performance it's the same, but it's definitely got a little more fire under it.
Let me see. You know what? I think if I just hit this little button here, we can just hear a little bit of it before YouTube goes, "Hey, you can't do that," or Facebook or something.
Right.
This is it. I like it. What's it called? Go ahead. You tell everybody.
It's called What Do You Say?
All right, here it is. Just a little bit of it.
Hey, what do you say? Ain't it time that we get lost in each other's eyes? Hey, what do you say? Don't you think it's time you finally realize that in this world there's no place I'd rather be? There's nothing I can't do as long as you're with me. What do you say we just give in tonight? Lay skin on skin beneath the star-filled sky.
Wow.
Hold me close and let our love wash the hurt away. What do you say?
Dude. Wow.
They did a fantastic job recording it.
Yeah. Well, who is that guy? No. Of course, it's none other than Jacob Smalley. Listen, that is fabulous. If you just caught a little bit of that, but if you want to get more of that, I would imagine you can go online and download it, get your own copy of that, and tell your friends about it as well. That is really, really cool. And tell us about the writing of that song. Is there any special meaning behind it? You said you wrote it over a cup of coffee.
Yeah. So it's basically just a love song about, relationships and, anybody that's been married or been in a long-term relationship knows they don't always go smoothly all the time. You have your ups and downs, and it's basically just about, let's come back together. Let's not lose this. Let's just,
I love that. I love that. Has anybody asked you to play that like at a wedding or anything like that? It is a love song, like you say. I just, I could picture some of that happening.
We have played that at weddings. Yes.
Back when you did weddings.
That's
now
you're do weddings from time to time, but yes. Yeah.
Wow.
No, it's actually one of my favorites that I've written. We're working on, and actually later on, the end of the month, we'll be back in Nashville recording again.
Okay.
Cutting a new single that I've just written, and that one I have really high hopes for. I think it is commercially probably the top as far as stuff that I've written. So we're
God,
pretty
I hope
excited
you're
for
right.
that to come along.
You can hang up the hammer.
Yeah, right. I would love to hang up the hammer. I enjoy what I do for a living, but the singing that's where my soul and where my heart's at. That's
Yeah. Do you ever, let's say you're building a house and you got the guys hanging out and said, we've done enough for today. Let's go get a 6-pack and then grab your guitar and play a couple of songs. Have you ever done that?
it happens a lot,
Yeah.
especially if we're pouring concrete.
Oh man. I leave that to the pros. I'm not
Right?
going to mess with concrete.
Yeah, we
So
pour a lot of concrete.
I bet you do. I bet you do. In the housing market right now, I mean, you guys must be pretty busy. It's, and the way the prices are right now with the homes, I know around here they're through the roof. So,
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
yeah.
Most everything you start building sells before you're done building it. So yeah,
Hey, tell us a little bit about back. I read in the bio that was back in November that you released a EP. I think it was Sleepy Little Town.
yeah,
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
yeah. So that is just it's a 6-song EP that they're all original music. We went to Nashville, recorded with Beard Music Group.
Oh, nice.
Fantastic group of guys. When we went in the studio, I'm such a music geek. I follow the songwriters and studio musicians more than the actual artists most of the time. So I have this weird thing where, we went in the studio and I'm sitting there and Eli Beard is there. And I know that he plays for, Shania Twain, and he's done a whole bunch of stuff with the Opry and stuff. So that was really cool. And then this guy comes walking up the sidewalk and he's carrying this big, heavy steel guitar case. And he walks in and Eli's like, well, this is Scotty. He's going to play steel on your record. I'm like, you're not Scotty Sanders. And, Scotty Sanders has played on 30,000 records. He cuts records for George Strait and Travis Tritt and everybody you could imagine. And it was Scotty Sanders. And we ended up having a great time together. We became really good friends over that course of us recording. And Sam, we had Evan Hutchins playing drums for us. He's the ACM drummer of the year for like 5 years in a row.
That's what a lot of these guys do. They're not the front man like you are.
Right.
They provide, the instruments, the playing of those instruments for in studio work. And of course they get paid for doing that.
Yeah.
But you could go to Nashville as just you, and then you hire, you get a studio, and then you need a steel player. Maybe you need a dobro, maybe you need a guitar, acoustic, whatever. So these guys come into play, and then you find out, holy crap. This guy played with Reba. This guy played with Shania. This guy has done this record that you hear on the radio. Oh my God, he's playing steel on that. But that's what the viewers and listeners don't realize that.
Yeah, no, it's wild. They were, two of them. Troy Lancaster played lead guitar on the record. Troy has played on everything you can imagine, from hard rock albums to Tammy Wynette stuff. It is wild how many things that man has done. And they were going to cut a single for Carrie Underwood, when they left recording with me. It's like,
I got to go to work for Carrie for the next couple of hours. I know, but it's not weird. It shows that you're somebody and you're in the big studio and you got these guys playing with you. That means a lot right there.
Yeah, it does.
I realize, you have to pay for that, but still they make it all come together for you because they want you to succeed. And and it's going to sound damn good.
Yeah.
So,
and for the financial burden, so to speak, that we put into it, I think the record came out fantastic.
Excellent.
The sound quality is amazing.
So I have to ask you, Jacob, at home, do you have a home studio?
I do. Yeah, I record, anything new that I write, I record it. And then I send it off to the band so the band can learn it. And then, we'll go from there. If it works out, fantastic. It starts going into our live shows. If it doesn't really work out, then I might play it acoustically while we're taking a break or whatever, and, incorporate it into the set that way. But yeah.
How often has it, have you done a song at home, walked out of the studio and went, hey, honey, come here. I want you to hear this. And then she would go, yeah, Jacob, I don't know. You know, I mean, but do you play a lot of things off her just to
Oh
get
yeah.
her opinion?
Yeah, almost every morning actually.
Yeah.
A lot of people get home from work and they do their practicing then. I do it at 5:30 in the morning when I wake up and I sit out in the living room and drive her out of her mind.
Oh no.
So I hear that a lot. And
Yeah.
usually it's
Yeah.
not the best feedback at 5:30 in the morning either.
No, no, no. It maybe it's well, it could go either way, I guess.
I
But
think it's more my timing, but yeah,
yeah, yeah.
uh, a lot of times,
So cool.
it's so strange the way that songs come to me. A lot of songs come to me at 2 o'clock in the morning. You know,
Mhm.
I could have been having a dream and I wake up and there's like half a song there and I'm like scrambling around in the dark trying to find something to
Yeah.
write on so I don't lose this because either you do it when it's there or it's gone.
No, exactly. And that early morning thing, I totally get it. I get up at 6.
Yeah,
It's just it's become a habit now. My wife doesn't get up to about 7:30. But if
sure.
I was to grab an instrument and start playing something in the living room, I would no longer be in this house.
Right.
Probably, I'm just saying. But
Right.
I too, I have a full studio. I do this from my home, and I have a full podcast studio and a voiceover studio. So
Yep.
all that, it's just that's why I always ask. You
Right.
being a musician, more than likely you're going to have some sort of studio in the house.
Yeah,
So
I do, and I need to kind of make it more soundproof for everybody at home. But it is what it is for now.
it's especially at 5:30 in the morning.
That's right.
And the kids are like, "Dad's at it again."
Oh, they love it. See, there's the
Mm,
problem. They'll
yeah.
just come downstairs and join in.
Really at that hour.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
wow. Now,
Oh
you said you have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old.
yeah. Yep.
God bless you, because
Right.
you definitely and your wife, because you're gonna have your hands full. I've got 3 grown daughters and I got grandkids, but, how do they feel? Obviously, you said, that they love it when dad plays music and they join in or they hang out or you
Oh
just
yeah.
play fun stuff for them or
They have their favorite songs that I've written and stuff. So
Oh,
every day I have to play them their favorite song, and it's just they love everything to do with this
mhm,
process.
mhm. That's cool.
They as many live shows as we can, depending on where they're at and things like that. I bring the girls to them if they're
Awesome.
not, you know, incredibly late at night or whatever.
Right, 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 right. Tell me a little bit about your band.
Morgan County Line is uh, I don't know how to describe Morgan County Line. So I come from a very, very solid like 90s, 80s and 90s country background
Okay.
with bluegrass mixed in. So like my former band in Maine, we did my music, but then we would do Joe Diffie and Brooks and
Mhm,
Dunn and all of
mhm,
that stuff that was so awesome back in the day. And the new band, my bass player, uh, he learned to play bass 2 years ago because he was a guitarist and a drummer, and I needed a bass player. But I knew the
mhm.
guy's personality would fit so well in the band that I begged him to learn to play bass, and he's done it. And now I think
Oh,
he
that's
owns about
cool.
$24,000 worth of basses. And
But you got him into.
I got him into it, and he absolutely
I love
loves
it.
it. And
I
he's
love that.
he's so good at it. My guitar player, he's a blues man, fantastic guitar player. Um, he can play anything, but his background is Stevie Ray Vaughan and
Mhm.
people like that.
Love
Kenny
it.
Wayne Shepherd.
Oh my
So
gosh.
he brings that edginess to the band. Um, my drummer is actually his daughter, and she is into 90s grunge rock. So
Okay. All right.
you get all of this mixed together and you got Morgan County Line, and it's kind of a different thing. But that's why I say when we when we perform these songs live, they're a little more edgy.
I like that.
Spencer, my guitar player, like I said, he loves blues. He's
Mhm,
real
mhm.
real big into the steel woods and blackberry smoke type stuff as well.
Sure.
So we have kind of we're definitely country, but there's like a bluesy southern rock undertone there that's pretty strong
I
on our
love it.
live stage. So
See, in my opinion, I think you did it right. You've got members of your band that everybody's got a little bit of a different interest. But
yes,
when you bring it all together, the sound's got to be like a
It's
little bit
pretty
of
cool.
this, a little bit of that, a little bit of
Yeah.
this, and a little bit of that. That's cool. That's really cool.
You know, we play different songs. We do a lot of, you know, Chris Stapleton, Johnson Brothers type stuff. Um, we do we cover Seminole Wind from John Anderson.
Oh wow.
But it's done, you know, not in the traditional fiddles and pianos kind of a way. It's done with kind of a bluesy rock guitar playing the melody, and you couple that with Shaylee's kind of grungy drum beats. It's pretty cool.
No, I
Honestly.
bet it is. You're making it your own. When you do that,
Yes,
you're making it your own.
right,
It's the song, but obviously done in a different way. So
right.
that's
Yeah,
cool. And people are going to remember that. So
you've got to stick to the you know, the core of the song, but you can still make it your own.
okay. I need to ask you, and what would you say? Maybe there's a few. What are your biggest challenges to being an independent artist?
Um, I think that my biggest challenge to being an independent artist right now, I would honestly say booking, because we're at a point where I've done the bar scene for years and years.
Hmm. Hmm.
I don't want to do the bar scene anymore. We're trying to shoot for it for a higher level here. You know,
Absolutely.
I want to do this commercially and for a living, and
Hmm.
actually make this fly. So it's very hard to break away from, yeah, we'll play for $200 down at, you know, Bill's bottle joint. When and honestly, it causes kind of a problem, uh, you know, with the band members sometimes, because they're just they're a band. They want to play.
Sure, sure,
And it's not every day that you get to go on stage with Gary Allan. You know, that's
sure.
those are few and far between until we get to a higher level. And you know, grassroots and other people are, you know, their advice is, well, you have to stop booking for $200. You have to put your rate at what your ability is and what your
Hmm.
talent level is, and
Hmm.
just start being that, because
Hmm.
that's what you are. You have to charge for that. And so it does sometimes cause some problems when, you know, I won't take a gig for no money.
Well, you know, but you're taking gigs where you get paid more, so it makes up for what you
Paid
don't do.
paid
So,
more, or the publicity factor is there,
right,
you know?
exactly, exactly. Yeah, there's a lot more to it. I know everybody wants to get out and play and do their thing, but
Right.
there's a lot more to it too.
Yeah, I
And
mean, we
yeah,
were at, CRS in Nashville in February.
yeah, we probably
And
walked by each other
we probably did.
several
And,
times.
we got an opportunity to actually perform there at the Omni, and, Spencer, I was there with my wife.
Hmm.
The band was not there. You know, we were there pushing the single,
Sure.
and we got this opportunity to play. And I called Spencer on the phone. I'm like, dude, can you get to Nashville in like the next 12 hours? He's like, yes, I'm there. What are we doing? I said, well, we're going to play at the Omni.
Hmm.
And so he dropped everything he was doing. He owns a heating and air company. You know,
Right.
probably left some guys on the job to cover for him. And he drove to Nashville, and we played that, you know, played
Wow.
that show that evening for no money. You
Right,
know,
but it's
it was a
exposure.
free show.
Look who you were in front of. I
Yeah.
mean, I've been going to the CRS, the country radio seminar for over 20 years.
Oh,
And
wow. Yep.
and it's just being in front of these people that can really change your life. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody from label execs to radio programmers to,
Yep.
you know, the more people you can get in front of, the better. And that was a great opportunity. Where
Yeah.
did you play in the Omni?
Where in one of their suites.
Oh, in the suite.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I bounced around suite to suite to suite.
Yeah. And it's kind of a racket. You don't know. You could be playing for a couple of drunks, or you could be playing for, you know, the owner of Sony. You don't really know.
There was a
So,
lot of drugs.
oh
Never mind.
yes. Sure was.
It was I kind of made a home in bar lines. So
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
I owned one of the stools there, I think. So,
Right.
but yeah, absolutely. It's a great opportunity to do that. There's no doubt. Um, But yeah, the challenges, you say it's the booking. Does your wife help you with that at all? Do you have a team behind you, or how does that work?
We pretty much are at this point still doing it ourselves. She
Yeah. Yeah.
manages the band and everything, to the best of our abilities and stuff. We do
Mhm.
have a booking agent out of Nashville that is working with us.
Cool.
The Reed Promotions. She is booking us, but
Nice.
when we brought her on, it was late in the year. Pretty well everything for this year was booked up.
Mhm.
So we're going to meet with her again the end of the month, and we'll go over our plan for next year and give the band some more bigger shows. It
I
can be
love it. I
happy
love it. Say, calm down, guys. Calm down. We got this going. We're doing our
right.
thing.
It's
Which,
in the works.
you're way ahead of some others. So just saying, you've got a song that's getting played on the radio and hopefully more and more every day. And there's
Right.
others that are still struggling to get to that point.
Yeah. No.
But you're
It's
blessed.
it's staggering sometimes when you actually sit down and think about it. Because, I mean,
Yeah. I know it's
it's
like
just
you just want to pinch yourself and go,
yeah.
you know,
We
no,
heard it on the
seriously.
radio driving up here today.
And I was just going to ask you, when you heard it, did you have to pull over, crank up the radio? What happened in the car?
We
Everybody
definitely cranked
screaming,
up the
go, oh my
radio,
God.
but
Yeah.
I just kind of sat there stunned, and both girls started screaming, "Daddy's song, Daddy's
Oh,
song!"
oh my gosh. That's so
So,
awesome.
yeah,
That's
it's exciting. It's really,
so
really
awesome.
exciting.
I'm going to ask you a really crazy question. It's not music
Mhm.
related. What was your favorite toy growing up?
Um, I had a little red wooden barn,
Okay. A
like
barn.
a miniature barn.
And
I
did it
played
have
with that
miniature
thing.
animals?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
I
All right.
played with that thing all the time.
I ask everybody, and it's amazing the answers you'll get. It just
Yeah,
makes you think back a little bit and go, and then you're
and
going to go,
I only say that because when you asked me that, that immediately popped into my head, and it's been a minute since I've seen that little red wooden
yeah.
barn.
And now you're going to go, whatever happened to that barn?
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah. So that's kind of cool. That's kind
Yeah.
of cool. Yeah. If you could collaborate with anybody, who would you like to get together with, get up on stage and do a collaboration, or maybe even in the studio?
The dream collaboration would be Travis Tritt. Uh,
Ah,
that man has dominated my musical mind for years. I
that could be trouble,
absolutely love everything that he's ever put out. Um,
Hmm.
I think our live performance style is very, very similar.
Nice.
Um, I am trying to collaborate with Tiger Lily Gold at this point, and I haven't quite made that happen. But I have a song that's off of the EP
Hmm.
that is actually written as a duet, but I wasn't able to find a vocalist I thought would fill that female verse of the song. When we played that show with Gary Allen, those two girls, the way they sang together, I was
Hmm.
like, there it is. That's exactly who I need. You
We
know?
did
So-
a show with them. It was the day after they got their ACM award.
Oh, nice.
And you could they flew in that next morning. I mean, they probably had been up all night partying. They
Oh,
still
yeah.
came. They did a show. They kicked ass. It was just phenomenal.
Yep.
And we've had them here a couple of times. I just love those ladies, and
Yeah,
we get to
we
know
met them
them. And
at CRS
yep,
is where we met
yep,
them the first time, and then oddly we ended up playing a show together with Gary Allen a couple months
very
later.
cool,
So,
very cool. And
yeah,
that's Gary Allen's another one that I haven't seen in a long time, but I
yeah,
would love to go see Gary Allen.
yeah.
So
Gary Allen was my first concert ever.
I was going to ask you. They took the question right out of my mouth.
Yep,
So yeah, very
Gary
first.
Allen and Josh Turner in Bangor, Maine. Josh Turner opened for him, and I was hooked. I went, you know what? I'm gonna
Mhm.
do that.
So, being from the coast of Maine, you probably fished.
Oh yeah,
Uh, were you like on the coast? Do you do you see the whale watching stuff? Do you any of
oh yeah,
that? Plus, oh yeah, that's cool.
yeah.
That's cool.
So I was born in Portland, which is
Okay,
literally right on the beach.
know exactly where it is. Yep.
So I mean, we could walk to the beach from our house. We spent every day on the beach all summer long.
Sweet.
It was It was good. And then the only other place that I've lived besides Missouri, oddly, is Kodiak Island, Alaska. So
Wow,
there
dude.
again, it's stuck to the coast. I absolutely love the coast. I owned a big boat while we lived there, and just fished nonstop. And now I find myself smack dab in the middle of the United States in Missouri.
Something is not clicking here. Something
Right.
is like you went from this coast to Kodiak, Alaska. Now
Yep.
you're smack dab in the middle of the beautiful United States.
And I love it. I honestly,
Mhm.
I do miss the ocean. We go to Destin, Florida quite a bit and
Oh,
stuff like
nice.
that. But um, I love Missouri.
Yeah.
It's
How did you how did you get to Alaska? Was it a job opportunity or was it just doing your thing or
No, I had a friend from church that ended up going up there and
Mhm.
doing some mission work. And I
Okay.
went up there to visit him, and I just absolutely fell in love with the place. He left, and I stayed there. So
I hear it's beautiful.
I
So,
was there for 2 years. It was absolutely amazing.
and how did you end up where you are now?
So I married a girl from Jefferson City.
Very nice.
So that's my wife is from Missouri. So that's
Excellent.
kind of how we ended up there.
And there you are.
And there I am. And we met in Maine. She was in Maine for college,
Oh, cool.
going to the University of Maine at
Mhm,
Orono.
mhm.
And I worked for a building materials company as a contractor salesman. And she was a kitchen designer that worked at
Oh,
that same
wow.
company. So that's
Very
how we
cool.
actually met.
Yeah. We the whole kitchen design thing, we redid our kitchen here,
Yep.
and it wasn't cheap, but we actually, the young lady came over and we sat down, told her what we wanted, and she was doing all the drawings and the measurements and,
Yep.
all that stuff, and it was pretty cool. And anybody that's pretty cool. So she's
Yeah,
like an
and it
architect.
actually it ties right into what I do for work now because my wife can come into our custom home builds and design their kitchen for
Love
free.
it. I love it. Oh, for free. Wait a minute. No, no,
Well,
no,
they
no.
think it's for free. It ain't for
Yeah, they
free,
do. I
but
know. I know. That's cool. So, how did you get involved in building?
my family for
Oh,
like
okay.
3 generations had all of my grandfather, my dad, that
Gotcha.
they were all builders. So,
Mhm.
if you do you know Kennebunkport at
Yes.
all?
Yep. Yep. Yep.
So
Yep.
if you're down there along the Kennebunk Beach or
Mhm.
Wells Beach, all of those little beach homes along the front, my grandfather and my uncle built all of those little
Oh,
homes.
very cool.
Yeah.
Very
So
cool.
a
It's
lot of
beautiful.
them,
Yeah.
it was back in the 50s. A lot of those are
Mhm.
built with old hand tools and stuff. You go in some of those places that just the woodwork is amazing. And I look at my woodworking skills and go, damn, he did it all with a hand file and a plane.
You don't wanna look at my woodworking skills.
Right.
Hopefully, you can't see any here, but, I have a problem mitering the joints together. It's like, oh, they're
Right.
opposite or there's something. It's like, how did I
Oh,
do
yeah.
that? I don't know. I
It's
screw
the
it all up.
stuff they used to do with hand saws, though, I'm telling you. It's
Yeah, I
amazing.
know. Get the miter box.
Right.
But, yeah, I know. Very, very cool. What do you drive?
I drive a, Toyota Tundra.
What? Wait a minute. Oh, no, the Tundras are nice. No, 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 they're nice. No, no,
Yeah.
they are nice. It's a full size. So
Yes.
I was thinking, yeah. Oh, that's cool.
I've
That's
had a
cool.
lot of Tacomas, I'm gonna just tell you right
Really?
now, but
That's
I Tundra is my go-to vehicle.
all right. Okay. Being a builder, that's why I was asking, you probably got, the bed in the back and all
Oh,
that.
yeah.
So, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. But I expected to hear like maybe a Chevy
Yeah, Ram
or, a
2500 or
Ram,
something
the
like that,
2500 dually or something like that. So,
right?
yeah.
I can't get away from my Tundra, the whole back window goes down.
Dude, that's awesome.
It is. I can haul
So why
20-foot
not?
rebar in the bed of my truck.
And the guitar on the front seat.
That's right.
Yeah, do you take that everywhere you go? Would you
It
take
goes a
your
lot of
guitar?
places.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. But the problem is now though that I've started buying very high-end guitars. So,
Uh-oh.
like my
Your wife is listening. You may not want to say that too loud.
yeah, she's a good girl. She usually signs the papers on them, so
Ah, that's good.
that's good. But no, I need to get another beater guitar because I hate taking my 818 to the job site and thinking
Yeah,
somebody's gonna
I
put a
get
foot
it.
through it or something.
I get it. I get it. You should get a beater. Something that,
should.
if it falls, it falls,
Right.
but you could still play it. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of cool.
Something to take to the bars where they throw bottles at me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, bang. Um, so what do you do for fun?
I love to hunt. I am
Okay.
an archery hunter. I love to hunt with my bow. I love to fish. I do not fish as much as I should in Missouri, but we did just buy a nice fishing boat, so we'll probably
Sweet.
start doing that a lot more. But yeah,
Very cool. And how often do you get to Nashville?
well, we've been there. This trip will be 5 times this year, so
Okay. Yeah, that's quite a bit. That's quite
yep,
a bit. Yeah,
back and forth quite a lot.
that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And what's the future? What do you see down the road for you?
We're gonna cut this new single the end of the month, and then I would like to take the whole band down there in November and cut a full 12-song album.
Very cool. Then you bring the whole band back for CRS.
That's right. That's
You
right.
know what? And we get you should see if you can get on that stage in bar lines. I
Yeah.
mean, they do a lot in there too. So, and of course,
Right.
your team will definitely do what they need to do to get you in front of people.
Yep.
Excuse me.
Yep.
So, you got to love that. So this has been great. Got to know you a little bit. I know the music is out. So you have your own website
Yep. JacobSmalleyMusic.com is the website.
and socials. Are you
Socials.
on all the typical?
Anywhere you can find me on socials is Jacob Smalley and Morgan County Line.
Got it.
And music is available everywhere you can stream it. So
I love it. Who does your socials?
we do.
You do it all yourself.
At this
Good for
point, it
you,
is
brother.
all us. So
I love it. I love it. Good for you.
yeah, it's a job balancing that and the
Mhm.
and the
It is a job. It is a job.
the construction company. And my youngest daughter has a rare genetic disorder. We have to balance that constantly too. So
Yeah.
it's we're busy.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
busy.
My excuse me again. I have a son that's actually he's 23, but he's Down syndrome.
Okay.
And so we have certain issues we deal with, and
Yep.
it's work sometimes.
Oh
So,
yeah. Yeah. Anna has a condition called isovaleric acidemia. She's one of 14 people in the country that have it. It is extremely
What?
rare. And
Wow.
the best way to describe it, her body cannot process protein. She's allergic to protein. She turns it into ammonia. And at 4 days old, she went into a coma, was in the
Oh my God.
intensive care unit for 16 days and was on dialysis, trying to filter her blood out. We almost lost her at 4 days
Oh
old.
my God.
And it's a struggle constantly, trying to find something that she can eat that doesn't have protein in it, that will, has enough calories to keep her alive.
Can I ask, what do you feed a person like that? What do you have to get? I know we're a little off subject here, but I don't know.
Yeah, well, it's interesting. You have different. She can eat some fruits and vegetables, things like that.
Mhm.
Some fruits and vegetables she cannot eat because they have too much protein in them.
Mhm.
A lot of stuff we can buy, medical foods that have had the protein and leucine extracted from them, but
Right.
it's ungodly expensive.
Oh,
A cup of oatmeal with the protein removed from it that's dangerous for her is like $50 for a cup of oatmeal. It's
a cup.
yeah,
Wow.
it's
Dude.
just it's unbelievable. So, and
Yeah.
it's hard because her condition is so rare. Getting her approved for insurance and stuff like that, because I mean nobody's ever heard of this before. There's
Right.
so few people that have it, but
Well,
it's a daily
uh,
struggle. But
I'm sorry, Jacob, to hear about all that, but she's your daughter. You love her, and you're going to do the best you can. And God
yeah,
bless her.
that's
Just,
all we can do.
and we're not a fan of insurance companies, but I know we all have to have them. But
Oh,
even
sure.
with Zach being Down syndrome, there were certain things like we tried early on, and I know we're off the subject of music here, but early on
Right.
in his life, we wanted to get life insurance through Gerber.
Yep.
Gerber would not insure him because he was Down syndrome.
Right.
And that's not right.
Nope.
It's not right. And
Nope,
it
it is
just,
not.
we ended up in a battle with them. My wife, you don't want to piss my wife off. And probably
Yeah.
the same way with your wife. When
Oh, yeah.
you know what's right and what you should have. And when somebody says, no, you can't have it. Wait, whoa.
Right.
No. So, but
Yeah.
we actually lost that. So, we had to go another route, but still.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. God bless you, my friend. I know.
Yeah, it's a struggle, but
Yep.
she's almost 2. She is with her condition and the 2 gene mutations she has. She is the only person with those 2 mutations that has lived to her age. Most of them die in the first 2 weeks.
Oh my God.
So she's doing fantastic. It's very,
wow. I can't even imagine.
yeah.
You're a strong guy. Strong, all of you. That's good. God bless her. And hopefully she'll go on to live
She's doing very well.
a good, normal life, as
Yep.
normal as it can be. Wow.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, it's wild. I'd never heard of such a thing.
No, I haven't either. But, when I talk to these artists and we start talking about life and we start talking about things, it proves one thing, that you're human. You're no different than anybody else. We all have our challenges. We all have our difficulties in life, from our kids to whatever, but we all have them.
Yep.
And, as an artist and somebody we hear on the radio and somebody that makes us feel good, but if you look beyond that,
Right.
wait a minute, Jacob's just a guy.
Yeah.
He's out there. This is what he does. He loves doing it. He makes us feel good, but
Right.
you're real. You're real.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah. It's funny. You say he's just a guy and this and that. All of the people that I work for, because they know that we're promoting to radio and this and that, we did a bathroom remodel for a couple, back in the spring when we first released the single, and, they're having me autograph the inside of their vanity.
Yes.
If this takes off, I'm going to sell this vanity. We pour concrete. We have to autograph the slabs.
That is cool though. And I get it. That's cool. Yeah. We're a big baseball family here. And we used to house the baseball players for our AAA affiliate, which is one below the majors. So a lot of these guys would go up and down, up and down. Years ago, it was Washington Nationals. And one of the guys that lived with us, he was the talk of the neighborhood because he was all buff and everything. Every day he'd be outside doing, polishing his Camaro and everything. But when it came to sell that, he autographed the inside of the glove compartment.
Right.
And, the guy that wanted to buy it said, you need to autograph this. So I'll always have, so
Right.
it just kind of made me think of that, exactly. So,
Yeah.
wow.
That's
Just
cool.
amazing. Jacob, you're awesome, dude. You're awesome. God bless you and your family. And the music just is super. Just keep doing what you're doing. Like I said, you got a great team behind you. You got the best in the biz as far as I'm concerned. I know I talk to a lot of different artists with a lot of different people,
Right.
but what Nancy Tunick and her crew does is just phenomenal. So,
They're pretty amazing.
yes,
We are
they are.
really, really happy to be a part of that because there's just so many out there that take your money and do nothing for you.
It's so true. It's so true. One quick question. As an independent doing what you're doing, what advice would you have for somebody else trying to do what you're doing?
Don't be afraid to take the step. If this is really what you want to do, you have to go out on a limb and spend a little money and, just go do it. Did
you hear that? Do it.
It's scary to do. I mean, we've dropped some crazy money in the last year.
I'm sure.
Promotion and recording and everything. But if you did, the industry is so competitive. If you do not sound and look as good as the guys at the big record companies, nobody's going to pay attention to you.
That's true.
It's
true. That's sad to say, but it's
true.
It
is very sad to say, but it's amazing.
I know. I get it. Jacob Smalley, jacobsmalleymusic.com, correct?
Yes, you got
it. There it is. It's been awesome chatting with you.
You too.
And hopefully we have some viewers that'll go and get the music. This is it'll be all posted on our YouTube. It's live on our Facebook right now as well. I'll make sure you get the link. You can share it with all your coworkers.
Right.
Say, hey, Skip happens, baby. The way I look at it, skip happens every day. So
That's right.
we just pick it all up, move on. So
Yep. All you can do, sir.
all right. God bless you and your family, Jacob. Give the little ones a hug. They're so adorable. Good luck on your radio tour. How much more do you have to go? How much further?
We've got, I think we were doing 3 tomorrow and 2 the next day. And then we're off for 5 days. And then we go and hit Nashville and south from there. So
Gotcha. If you're in the Northeast, you said you've been up through Syracuse. You've passed through a few times.
Oh, yeah.
So you definitely have to look us up if you're up here.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely. And I'll put you in front of some fans. So
Good deal.
some radio listeners. So, and that every bit helps. Every little bit. One fan at a time. That's
One
what I
fan
say.
at a time is how it happens.
That is. All right. Do you know who's second? Oh, Lise Yako. Do you know her? She said great interview. So
I do not believe so.
well, thank you. Thank you for watching.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, all right, Jacob, hang on. We're going to sign off. Thank you so much for joining us here on Skip Happens
thank
tonight.
you very much for having me. Really appreciate it.
Some great information, and you're off and running, dude. Don't look back. Look ahead. Just keep
right.
going. And I may be calling you to build me a new house.
No, very good. I do travel.
Okay. Anyways, you're awesome. Stay right there. God bless you and your family. Jacob Smalley, make sure you check him out online. Just Google Jacob Smalley. You'll get everything that you need to know about Jacob and get his new music. Thanks, Jake.
Thank you, sir.